What's good, YouTube? And welcome to the house. We had leaks overnight on the Megatins we need to talk about. We have all-time highs on some cards that are probably cards you're interested in having, unfortunately. And then we need to talk heroes. But first, before we kick it off, code CHAMPS10 is going to give you 10% off over at Gem Playmats. And in my hand, this is truly the nicest feeling playmat I felt, besides a Spellground 94, and it almost rivals it. I just don't like the back as much because there's not as much fluff on the back, but there is some. And this blue stitching, actually, I typically am not a fan of stitching. It actually just fits this mat amazingly. This is my new personal mat, no joke. You gotta try feeling it for yourself, even if you don't end up getting one. But today on Gem's site, you can go ahead and get this starting on Friday, today, 6 p.m. Pacific time, and they're going to be $50, but with that 10% off code, a little less, and $60 for the limited if you're lucky enough to get one. But I personally like the gray and blue over the tan. Limited quantities, you're going to want to get yours. It's super awesome. But let's go ahead and talk about these Megatin leaks, you guys. We definitely need to, because Inspector Border was speculated. This is what happens when you speculated, to not be in the tins. Carlancho's store broke the news, a news source that I'm very confident in. I've always been confident in them. They've broken stories before, that Inspector Border is in there. And we saw this attempted to be bought out. Whenever you speculate, it can hurt. Yes, this had a little bit of hype going from it for Worlds. It's one of the ultimate stun cards. But when you speculate on the Megatins, you get burned. Another one people were thinking might not be in there, Mythical Beastmaster Cerberus, also confirmed by Carlancho's store. So both these secrets likely to fall in price, likely to get easier to get. Heck yeah! I'm pretty excited for you guys. I hope you guys are. And if you went for this, this is nothing against you. Megatin cards, you've got to try to break out for the cards as fast after the fact of the 10's full spoilers. It's really hard to go for something and win when it comes to Megatins, and we see this year after year after year. Last year you had to dive into the ultra rares with Super Agent and the Wind Witches, and I think Dinglong, but then Dinglong got banned, so that happened. We also look to Infinite Impermanence Out of Flood, not able to be reprinted in the Megatins, kind of in that safe zone, hitting its all-time high as people can't put their money into certain cards. They look to Worlds, Altergeist, and the future formats. It's unlikely this gets hit, right? It's similar to Effect Veiler, pretty balanced overall, and whew, $87, huh? Impermanence headed towards 90, $85 on eBay is that lowest. Let's check out Buy It Now's lowest and give it the good old Ian treatment. Sorry to fail you guys, editing done quick. Yeah, 85 is legitimately the cheapest, and it quickly goes up there as well. My thoughts on this: Impermanence is an amazing card. I end up playing it in a lot of my decks online. I think certain decks absolutely do need this. But is it worth 90? If we go back with inflation, is Veiler worth this kind of a price point? Maybe. Maybe. It's been a long time. It really is just insane to see it reach these heights, though. What do you guys think of this price point? I think it's too much. We shouldn't see Yu-Gi-Oh cards when you have double the secrets and cases do this, but then again, they did shorter print this compared to the other secret rares, and now we truly see the result as we head back into the hot meta season. Dangers as well, similar situation there, are still up over here. And on eBay, Nessie has been falling, despite Bigfoot not falling. That might be because of Yu-Gi-Oh! Singles sale. If you don't know, this code actually gives you 10% off all week. I believe through the 28th towards midnight. So, Nessie and Bigfoot, with that 10% off, they're only $30 over on Yu-Gi-Oh! Singles, which might have helped cool it on eBay a little, but on TCG Player, it's still up there towards 40, but definitely there's other places you can get things cheaper if you shop around. I definitely suggest you look around, even right now, Yu-Gi-Oh! Singles with that 10% off, and check things out. But we're seeing kind of all-time highs on cards that aren't in the Megatins. The Megatins can't help cool off what's not in there, and in fact, people look at those cards as more stable. They're going to retain their price better, and they're going for them in droves, and this is the end result. Now, I'm personally thinking that perhaps after the 200th, this cools back off a little, right? Like, we have the UDS, we have the 200th, all these competitive events are driving these prices, all these regionals. Maybe it cools off as we go into winter, as it often does, and then heats back up in the spring. Because during that Christmas time season, we get a couple weeks of not playing. A lot of people are going to sell cards to get friends Christmas gifts. This legitimately does happen with our market. We'll see the effects of those prices now, but right now we're in the heat of our competitive winter season. We are probably at the height of it, and we'll see how it falls off after everybody going to the 200th decides, I either got my invite, I'm done until spring. We'll see how it falls out. Now let's talk heroes. I wanted to talk about this sooner than later. I did mention it recently. Shadow Mist is up to $7.85, $8. That's pretty crazy, and on eBay, heading there as well. Here's the thing. We have a hero structure deck coming. Will they reprint earlier hero cards from our first Hero Strike structure deck in it? And what will happen here? It's rough to call. Will we get the mask change package once again? It seems like the legendary decks go all out. They tend to get things like this in there. Also, with only one printing needing a reprint, is Vision Hero Vion. Here at $6. And then we see it over here at $6.50. If either of these are missing from the Megatin, with Solid Man's appearance, not the Megatin, my bad. If neither of these are in the legendary decks because of Solid Man and the Megatins, misspoke there a little, these will probably go up a decent chunk because they only have their singular printings and they're prime examples of cards you need to be playing in the Dark/Hero decks variants. They get you so much going for one simple reason. Destiny Hero Malicious as well. This card is so insanely amazing in terms of link summoning and also being able to be overlaid for Beatrice so that you can actually use her effect the turn she summoned. It's really, really good. Now, a lot of versions of Malicious are still up, and I don't think many of them will be affected if he's in that legendary deck. And here's why. They're just really cool versions. DT03 with the original DT foiling, I don't think that'll get hit too bad, because you do have a somewhat budget version, and I told you guys it would cool off. And I believe this was the pack with the Dark Lords, Destiny Soldiers, $280 right here before it's $370, which is oof. But on eBay, it's also calmed down. You have a bunch at $3. A while ago, Malicious got bought out to the point of like, you had to spend about $5 to see these, and hey, thanks for subbing while I'm doing a video. But yeah, you had to spend about $5s for Malicious after a buyout, and I said it would cool down, and also you're speculating a bit hard there. A bit hard because we do have the hero structure deck coming out, and this is another prime candidate to go in there. I think the legendary decks do a really good job of being all-encompassing, but at the same time, pay attention to those. Pay attention. I wouldn't freak out now or yet and try to look for those spoilers before diving in on hero investments. I would not do it yet, except for one card. And if they do put the mass change package in there, press F, but I would grab myself a Super Dark Law or two right now at the $250 mark or below $3 mark, because every other version is up there right now. The higher you go, of course, the higher the payoff if it's actually getting good. But in my opinion, Dark Law is a card you don't want to miss having. And if they don't put the mass change package in there, which I have a hard time thinking, they put Shadow Mist in there, likely they have some kind of mass change package. But if they miss Dark Law, I definitely think you guys should be looking at that, having it just in case, because it's a cheap enough price to go in. The rest of them, they're kind of expensive though. So that's my thoughts on the upcoming products. On legendary decks, I do think a lot of this should be in there, but it could miss it. It's up to you guys to decide that risk versus value, just as other people did with the Megatins. But the Megatins encompass sets guaranteed, whereas the legendary decks do not. So there's a less of a gamble there and more of a what's Konami thinking of, because with the Megatins, you have guaranteed they're looking at all these sets, and that's why I try to tell you guys not to speculate so much because of Megatins and ban list. Try not to too much unless it's super obvious with the ban list, and with the Megatin, there's no telling what they'll hit or miss. Like, who thought they'd miss spirals? But this year's, we haven't seen any Vindreads. Looks like the TCG cards are missing again. Not that they're doing much. Thanks for watching, everybody. What do you think of today's Market Watch? Give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed the discussion. Subscribe if you haven't already. This man subscribed during Market Watch. Where are you guys at? But seriously, thank you guys so much. It's been a wild ride throughout this entire year, and we hit 40,000. I think that we've done over 300 Market Watches. We've hit over 40,000 subscribers, and it's all thanks to you guys. I can't thank you guys enough for letting me do this as my living every day. And if you missed the live streams, we're actually doing one tonight at around 7 Central. So 7 Central, they always start. It'll be on YouTube and Twitch today. I've actually played live Yu-Gi-Oh! A lot. It's really fun. I enjoy the decks you all get me to play. I enjoy playing versus you guys, and it really is fun. So be sure to stop by the streams here. They've been growing bigger than ever thanks to you guys. Also, we've been hitting 200 plus people, a lot of the streams between YouTube and Twitch, and I couldn't be happier just to get to hang out with you guys, talk to you guys directly, get some games, and like, it's super fun for me. So thank you guys so much for making these huge videos for me, like in terms of viewing them, these huge streams for me in terms of being there, and I could not be here without you guys. So thank you. I really enjoy getting to do this every single day. I couldn't pick anything else. I've been playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Since I was like 12 or 13 years old. Literally over half my life. I'm 29 now. Old man John, 29. Over half my life I've been playing this card game, and I love it. I'm just never gonna quit. I seriously, until this game dies, you could ban me and I'm not gonna quit. I'm gonna just keep enjoying it. I can't stop. I'm addicted, and I think it's really the community, you guys that come together. Yeah, there's bad comments on YouTube, but there's so much good. You can't let one bad comment ruin 20 good ones. I seriously I'm so thankful. I really am. So again, if you haven't already and you come here usually, you better subscribe.